lot of people are renting apartments right now who don't understand that they can get a mortgage. Your goal is, as I said, get your credit score over 620. It's not hard. You can do it in less than a year. You can do it in no time. And one of the reasons I want to put this video out is because income tax time is coming up. A lot of you guys are going to blow that money on dumb shit. And I'm telling you now, do the right thing so you can put yourself in a better financial situation and take advantage of a lot of these programs that's here to help you out. Okay, so now let's get into this video. A lot of information on that later on. You'll see in the DVD. But Trump, as we all know, as I said, he will announce his candidacy for president again. He's going to run. As I said before, the Republicans is coming for the House. They're coming for the Senate. They lost the Senate, but the House they'll have. And that's just to create a lot more confusion. And that tells me that, Trump's, and if you pay attention to what they're talking about on CNN, this race baiting and just all kinds of bullshit all over CNN. It's crazy right now. But that just tells you, based upon the talk, the rhetoric, is Trump, he's basically going to almost make it so Biden gets another shot because he doesn't have the party united. He doesn't have much Republican support. And, the Republicans lost in key states and they lost the Senate. And, a lot of people are looking to Trump and blaming Trump for him just being involved with a lot of these candidates who ran and that hurting them and winning a lot of those states. So a lot of these Republicans who was cool with Trump and, had history with him, they lost because, it's Trump. So now you have with Trump running, of course, president's the president, and we'll see who he ends up running against. But the people who's going to fight for, the primary and, having Trump, if he wins the nomination, it's just going to be, a lot of people just going to believe that Biden is going to just take it because they don't want to deal with Trump again. And that could possibly be one of the reasons why he's back, for that reason, to basically make it so it's understandable how Biden gets another term, or, he might assume, the presidency again. But as I said before, I talked about this, how fitting for what they want to happen under a Jewish president. It makes more sense that way. But we'll see leading up to that. We had this, election, 2 more years, it'll be again, and then the presidency as well. But now with this control of the Senate with the Democrats slight, and then, the Republicans in the House, and as you can see what's happening with the arguments, again, it's still all bullshit. It's bullshit. But the talk, as you can see, it's just giving them more and more excuses to say why this didn't get done, or why this is that way, or why the economy is this way, and why trade, so on and so forth, is, not doing well. War, everything else, a lot of reasons that they're pointing to the economy as dropping and prices going up on stuff. It's a problem. It's an issue. So now you got to have somebody that's going to run on that. And it's the same stuff. Make it like we can help. We're going to do something when they never do anything. So you also got to remember that, when they had the whole thing with the Capitol riots or what have you, it was a lot of politicians that was in the crowd. So remember, they went through those videos, and it's a lot of politicians, a lot of people who ran, this election, who was there when they was, running into, the Capitol building. But, a lot of those guys, they didn't win, and a lot of that information came out. Again, it's another one of the reasons that they blaming Trump, because he set this whole thing up for people to go do what they did. Even still, grown people, you grown. Somebody tell you to go do something, you shouldn't do it if it's going to be as chaotic as, what they did. But a lot of those dudes actually ran and actually, made the ballot and got a lot of votes. But, just a lot of that information cost them. And you have a lot of people that don't want people attached to Trump and power, because when Trump, which I guess everybody knew he was going to run, because when Trump, comes up, it's going to hurt the party. So a lot of Republicans understand it's hurting the party. But again, like I said, smoke and mirrors, all this shit. What's going to happen is going to happen anyway. But these people are here to give you a reason as to why, to make it make sense. So we're looking at this stuff and it's bickering back and forth. And as I said before, like, it's common sense. These people are not good for the job. In any corporation or company, when you have people who are not good at their position, who is messing it up for the entire company, and the company is not functioning correctly because of these people, you fire those people. You get rid of those people. This country is ran like a company. You know, we have a president. We basically, the Senate and representatives is basically the board members or what have you. And we're the workers. We're the workers at the company when you really pay attention to how this whole thing is structured. In any company, when you see these problems and these people having these problems in the company, they have to go because they are affecting the progress of the company. It's just we're not doing that. Year after year after year, we allow these same people to keep bickering and win these seats and spend 30 years in these same seats and ain't did shit. You know, nothing is happening. It's the same thing over and over again. Meanwhile, we just working, you know, to try to keep the factory going, to try to keep food on the table, what have you. And we think we have a say so in what's happening, but we don't. We have the illusion of a say so. But let's keep it real. If we all had a say so in what we wanted to happen, we would want something to happen that would be beneficial for us, you know, to continue working. We haven't gotten it. So, you know, raise minimum wage, you know, healthcare, so on and so forth. I mean, who doesn't want to live in a country that has free healthcare? So it doesn't make sense that we're supposed to be the greatest nation and all this and that. And we go to other countries, they got free healthcare, you know, free dental. They don't have to pay for none of this shit. It just makes sense that if we have all this money, we paying all this tax money, that we shouldn't have to worry about something like healthcare. It's crazy in this country. And we don't have it. You know, we don't have it. We still got to deal with this stuff. We still got to worry about bills and stuff. It's something that the people should not have to worry about. And I always talk about Sweden, you know, me living there and just seeing how that economy works and how, you know, you're not going to get billed $500 if you got to go to the hospital. That's just stupid. You know, if you go to the hospital, you don't have to worry about nothing. It's going to get taken care of. They're also going to make sure that you're paid for the time that you're out because that's part of the law. How we don't have that here? It don't make sense because we're electing people who are not close to running or anything like that. And they're trying to convince you that we don't have the money for it, but we give away billions to other countries. And that's the politician's job, to convince you that the money is not there, that we don't have access to it. It's a problem. It's an issue. You know, something is always the matter and we can't solve it because this Democrat or Republican is blocking it or not voting or doesn't understand, doesn't want to, has an issue or problem with some other Republican or Democrat. It's stupid. And it's like people dying and they arguing over stupid shit, what you said or who voted for who, and people dying, people starving. And it's like, just do what's best for the people, but they won't because it's not about that. It's not about that at all. So again, like, you know, with the election, you know, people who stood in line and voted, you feel good, you got your little button or what have you, but what did it do for you? How is it going to benefit you? You've been doing this shit for years. Same job, no raise, no free healthcare. The basic things that we should get as a people from our government that we all agree on, you know, at least the healthcare. I mean, at least that. I want to know if, you know, I got fucking heart problems or cancer. I ain't got to worry about paying for that shit. I ain't got to worry about, you know, something go wrong. I don't have to deal with it. And it's taken care of. You know, it's college. We shouldn't have to worry about that. Just think about it. Just think about it. You know, it's a society of people. It's a society. Society runs because of the people. If the people are successful, the society should be successful. So you should want your people to get the education that's going to make the society a better society. You know, but it's just not that way. You got to pay all this money for school when you're getting this knowledge to basically bring back to the community, to your state or what have you, to better yourself and your family, which is going to in turn better the economy, better the system. So it's things that's clear as day that we can see that is not, you know, that's just telling you that this government is not for the people. You know, it's not for the people. It's not for the country. It's for the corporation because, you know, pay these people for medicine to save your life, pay this hospital, pay for education, you know, pay for healthcare, pay for dental, pay. Everything is obviously not for the people. It's for the corporation. And the fact that, as I talked about with lobbyists, the fact that they exist should tell you that. And, you got to look at these programs I was talking about before. That's why they exist. Even still, they're out there to help you out, and they're going to help you out. But still, as a company that's behind that, they're still going to take some money to put you out there. And it's today, you're looking at it now, we're not benefited from it. Black people are not. We're not benefiting from it because we don't get the information about it. They get it all first. And then, through a hookup or what have you, or somebody we know who work at the place or what have you, put the information out, and that's how we get it. And then how we do. One person jumps on, let everybody else in. But in this case, they charge you money. So now one of the other discussions you guys probably seen was about the black vote, specifically black men not voting, black men being the reason why a lot of these African-American people running are not going to be elected or what have you, because black men are not voting enough. The black male turnout is low, so on and so forth. Now, still a lot of states who don't allow felons to vote. And that's one of the issues. So we know you got a felony, can't vote. So this has been the issue with, black people. And another thing is they don't appeal. They don't run campaigns based on the, needs and wants of black males. They don't care. The whole thing for us is we're violent, lock us up. And then you have most black males who don't give a shit. A lot of young people trying to, be in entertainment industry, sports industry, or what have you. A lot of people are not focused on voting because a lot of us just don't see any value in it. We hear about it. We've been voting for a long time. We haven't seen it happen. We haven't seen anything come to the black community and fix it. And we back so many voters, black, white, male, female. Hood's still the same. Shit's still the same. Racism's still out there. Nothing is happening. We've been doing this for a long time. So it just don't make sense to, waste the afternoon or waste your time to go and vote. And for those people who have done it, because we did it last year, again, as I always say, we did it with Obama. And again, put a black man in the White House for 2 terms, we get nothing. That should tell you everything right there. So anytime people can pull real data that shows you that Trump did more for black people than Obama, you should think about that. So we're talking about stuff that really affects and helps black people. He did nothing. So that should tell you where your vote is going to go, and if anything is really going to happen with your vote. And we haven't seen that. So I just don't see why they would bring it up, and why they don't understand why a lot of black men who can't vote, they don't care to vote in the first place. Now, if you got a job and you're successful, then the other side of the coin is different. So a lot of these people go and vote, and they just continue in the success that they already had before they voted. And they look at that and say, well, I voted for this guy got elected. My life is good because this guy is obviously doing something to help me out. When you just basically doing what you've been doing. You're successful. But people who are not, who trying to get successful, don't see any real benefit in voting, because it's not like this candidate is going to affect me really struggling to get just a regular 9 to 5. That's my life right now. That's my reality. I'm trying to get a regular job. I'm not voting for you so you can do something with NAFTA and GATT and, LBGTQ or what have you. That's not something that's going to affect me straight away, that I need in my day-to-day life, when people are just trying to get a good job and make good money, and not go back to prison. So as I said, this is a big election because it's setting the stage for what's to come. And it's definitely something you should keep your eye on and pay attention to a lot of the things they're talking about. And for people who, when you get time, you guys got to go back and start reading some of these laws, these bills that have been passed, and see what's in it. It's a lot of stuff. Again, a lot of programs was created to fix the economy, to fix credit. Again, it's the Federal Reserve. They set this interest rate, and they really deal with the credit. And it's better for the economy. It's better for all these corporations involved if credit is fluctuating. You got bad credit, they can raise the interest on you. They can get more money. You got good credit, they're going to make money off you anyway. So it's a balance of it. Bad credit, good credit. The real thing is your credit history. So if you got bad credit, but you still have, a history of paying on time lately, then, you can get in the door, but higher interest rate. So programs have been created that they're not really talking about. They're on CNN talking about all this bullshit, but they're not really talking about these programs that really help the economy to get people in to build their credit, because these programs was created so they can say the program was created. We put the money towards this, and only a select few. So you're going to have the poor whites who's going to benefit from these programs, because they're going to go out there and get people going to go out there and give them to help and teach them. Whereas the black people who really need it, they're not going to have information to help them out. So again, they're going to be able to say, hey, put these programs out. Y'all didn't take advantage of them. Put these programs together. We put money out there to help people and to help the economy. We didn't take advantage. And we can't take advantage if we don't know what to take advantage of, what steps or how to. When you think about what was happening with PUA and PPP, people had no clue. I mean, this is real money. Thousands of dollars people got. Nobody had no clue. You had to hear it from somebody who got the hookup, who helped you out. And a lot of people just figured it out, but it's because you heard it from somebody. It wasn't, the news media saying, hey, if you go and fill out here and you do this and file these. Nobody was saying that. It's, a loophole or a hookup or somebody doing some type of scam or fraud. But we don't get, this is what we got to resort to in some cases, but we don't get this straight up information to, put us on and help us get or take advantage of a lot of these programs and systems that's out there to benefit everybody. So yeah, we're going to get into all this and a lot more. But I thank you guys for taking the time to watch, and see you next video.